This is Kai Pacha with the Weekly Pele Report, and it's one of those days where I just want to sit on the roof and look at the clouds. So that's what I'm doing. Yep. This is the Pele Report for February 15th, the middle of February. Happy Valentine's Day was yesterday. And today we've got that moon moving from Libra into Scorpio tonight to consummate that beautiful loving relationship. And she stays there in Scorpio until Saturday. Saturday she joins Black Moon Lilith at 0 degrees of Sagittarius, 20 minutes. They're like minutes away from each other for the Sun square moon. It's the third quarter square, and the moon just happens to be exactly conjunct Lilith at the same time. So Sun square Lilith, Sun square moon. I want to talk about this. It's really something. Okay, what else is going on? You know, Mercury's sextile Mars, and you know, then it goes along. Well, let me stay with the moon. The moon stays in Sag until Monday. She goes into Capricorn, so she'll hit Saturn up there, you know, at the later degrees of Sag. So she's going to be moving through Scorpio, Sag, into Capricorn by the time I do another Pele report. In the meantime, yes indeed, on Saturday, just in time for that moon square, the sun moves into Pisces. It's been in Aquarius for quite a while, so we're going to touch along on that Pisces energy with that sun. Going to join with the south node of the moon, yeah, through so much of the next month. Neptune, Chiron. We're going to get more of that Pisces energy coming up here with the sun moving through Pisces. Yeah. Then, last but not least, I'm going to talk about Mars squaring Pluto. It's not exact until next Wednesday, okay, but it's tight enough, okay. And Venus is, you know, I mean, really, we want to talk about Venus conjunct Mars. You know, Mars moves up and it squares Pluto, but Venus is slowing down, slowing down, slowing down. If you see them in the night sky, they are as close as they are going to get, because she is slowing down, and she's going to turn retrograde on March 4th. Just a couple of more weeks here of Venus direct before she turns her back on Mars and goes down into the underworld for her sojourn. So we've got this nice, beautiful Venus-Mars conjunction happening, and Venus slows down, leaves Mars alone as he goes to square Pluto and conjunct Uranus. Let me look at the camera, talk more about this kind of stuff to your face. Okay, let's just have a little rooftop talk about Sagittarius, fire, natural law, natural living, in attunement, in alignment with Mother Nature and all of the universe, the expansion of consciousness, the right brain intuitively just knowing what is true and right. The moon is moving in there. Black Moon Lilith is moving in there for 10 months. She's going to be conjuncting with Saturn. Saturn is in there till the end of the year. All right. She conjuncts with Saturn. I wrote it down somewhere. Terrible. August 21st. So she's moving up at 21 degrees. They're going to conjoin August 21st. So Saturn's going to stay there till the end of the year. So we got a lot of Sagittarian energy going on here. Squaring, we still got the moon's nodes and Neptune and Chiron in Pisces. So we got that Sagittarius to Pisces Virgo square happening. Okay, now the sun is going in there. Okay, Mercury's going to be going in there. And so we've got this, you know, energy happening here with Pisces squaring Sagittarius. And at the same time, I want to bring in Aries. Venus and Mars moving together, the masculine and the feminine, coming together through the sign of the warrior. Mars, the masculine. And then Venus is going to go retrograde through Aries and do her descent into the underworld, starting a new 584-day cycle with an overtone of the warrior goddess. So even the feminine is going to be on the warpath. It's like, it's not just the guys fighting now, man. This is like, whoa, Nelly. So what is this about? And then Mars is going to come in and square Pluto, conjunct Uranus, and Uranus and Eris is also in Aries over there. And so let's, I want to relate it to the, to the mantra for today. It's about a new beginning. Aries is a new beginning. Uranus has been there for 7 years. Okay, now Venus and Mars are there. Eris is there. This is a new beginning. This new beginning, it has to do with a redefining of the masculine. Aries, the warrior, not only the masculine, but our instinctive natures, our sexual desires, our wants, our animal instincts. This is all Aries. It begins as a spark of consciousness that just begins as a spark of desire. And this is a reforming, a renegotiating, a rearranging in our consciousness of how to integrate Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, our consciousness with our animal, okay? And even the Sagittarius, half man, half horse. The consciousness with this animal, strong, powerful force of fertility. We know Jupiter, Zeus is like the principle of fertility, expansion, abundance, associated with birth. And we have this beautiful trine going on all year with Saturn trine Uranus. So this Saturn and Sag trining Uranus and Aries, fire to fire. This is like, it's really good, but let's go deeper into it a little bit. I mean, part of it being good is Saturn is reflection on the truth, Sagittarius, of what is natural. And this is in alignment with our instinctive, natures that are Aries, that are very natural and a very natural part of us. So we can say for sure, I mean, this Venus-Mars traveling together through Aries is, time for great sex. And looking at our sexual natures, looking at our sexual desires, looking at our sexual lives, and how fulfilling they are, or how unfulfilled they are, or how frustrated we are, or how angry we are. We know that anger, is the source of suppression. And so we can also have the suppression going on, with Sagittarius. Because why? Saturn and Lilith, and here's where I want to get into the shadow of Sagittarius. I can't believe the guys bring out the skill saw in the middle of my Pele report, man. What are you gonna do? Sometimes, let it go. Try to stay on track. Try to focus in all the madness. These days are insane, man. Anyway, what was I talking about? I was talking about suppression. I was talking about Lilith. Let's talk about shadow. Black Moon Lilith, the shadow energy moving into Sagittarius. What is this about? And Saturn is also connected to the shadow. A lot of astrologers look at, Saturn having to do with the shadow. And of course, Pluto in Capricorn having to do with, Pluto, the shadow. So to me, my definition of shadow, right, with the Mankind Project and everything, is that the shadow is a negative belief I have about myself that I hide, deny, or avoid, and am ashamed of. Yeah? So Lilith representing the shadow When she moves through a sign, she wants to bring up the shadow. And just look at the mythology of Lilith. And I think I got a whole downloadable thing on Lilith, you know. Lilith is this powerful root sexual force. She was an ancient handmaiden of Inanna, the goddess of love. So she is this tantrika, powerful priestess, especially in the temples of love and sexual initiation back in ancient Sumeria. So she deals with this powerful feminine that the patriarchy suppressed for thousands of years. And this is why I bring and talk about Lilith so much, is she is resurrecting at the end of the patriarchy and bringing up all the shadows of what has been suppressed. And so much of what has been suppressed is our feminine. Not so much, the masculine has been conquer, control, self-centeredness, I, me, my individualism. The feminine is bringing back the natural laws around connection and around how we can do so much more together than any of us can accomplish or do alone. But the problem with this, you know, the problem with the shadow, and the way I look at, you know, Lilith in your chart, is a super truth about yourself that parents, teachers, and preachers, societies and religions have said, no, you're not that. And this is where we get the negative belief about ourselves. So Sagittarius is our right brain, guru, wise one, that instinctively knows what is true and is powerfully intuitive and in alignment with natural law and natural truth, and wants to expand our consciousness. So I am connected, I believe, I have faith, I am one with all of nature. This is the natural Sagittarius, and I want to expand my consciousness into deeper and higher truths and realms and realities, and have a significant, meaningful purpose in my life. The shadow of that is, you know what, we don't want you talking like that at the dinner table, okay? And, you know, the priest and the, you know, the teachers and the rabbis and the government and everybody else says, no, you don't know the truth. Okay, you're not connected to all of nature. Who do you think you are? You stay in your place and you do what you're told, and we are going to control you, and blah, 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 blah. So even as tiny little kids sitting around the dinner table, we're taught that we don't know, and that we are not connected, and that we'll never understand. Okay, life, creation, love, the mysteries and meaning of the universe. You know, it's like slap, slap, slap. Shrink, get down, be small. Yeah. You were born a sinner, or you were born incomplete, or, you know, your parents know more than you, or, you know, sitting, blah, 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 become a tape recorder in your classroom. So, you know, so what happens is we get these negative beliefs. And so it's like, you know, just like say, I know, okay, I intuitively feel I've been reincarnated. Okay, you know, it's like, I remember my past lives. And mom and dad go, would you stop that? That's a sin, that's wrong, that's bad. You're gonna, you know, go to the hot place or whatever. I don't ever want to hear you talking about that again. So then you're caught in this place. Do I trust myself and my intuition against, you know, these powerful authorities that surround me? Or do I trust my mom and my dad? You know, and, you know, the guru or the teacher or blah, 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 blah. And so this is where we doubt ourselves. And this doubt, the devils of doubt creep in. And so then what the shadow of Sagittarius is, you know what, I doubt. Okay, I doubt that I'm connected, And so whenever somebody questions me or doubts me, it triggers my shadow. And I get freaked out. So like, I can't take criticism. I can't take it when people disagree with me. I have to be right. You know, I just have to be right. Because if I'm not right, it's going to bring up like all this stuff from my childhood and from, you know, where I was wrong. God forbid I'm wrong or make a mistake. So there's, you know, the shadow of Sagittarius is judgment and self-righteousness and this need to be right, okay, and on top of everything. And then, you know, to be angry, or then I can project my shadow, and anybody else who thinks they're always right or is righteous or, you know, is a successful guru, teacher, televangelist or whatever, you know, these people have real issues with teachers and gurus, okay, and external authorities, big time, right? Because, you know, if they've got this shadow happening. Saturn in Sag, Black Moon Lilith in Sag, South Node in Sag. We've got, you know, different aspects and planets. Okay, you also look at your Jupiter, the ruler of Sag. Interesting, Jupiter's also the ruler of Pisces. So what's the square here? Yeah, we've got Saturn in Sag squaring Chiron in Pisces. Now the Sun in Pisces squaring the Moon Lilith in Sag. What's that square? Pisces just is. It doesn't have to explain itself, it doesn't have to know, it doesn't have to justify, it doesn't have to be right. It's just like, bliss. It's just, I'm in my bliss. I'm in my peaceful state of being, and my heart knows love. And I know I am one with all of the universe. I don't need to, you know, like talk about it, explain it, teach it, write books about it, blah, blah, blah. I sing it, I dance it, you know, I feel it. I play it on my guitar, whatever, you know. So this square, you know, is just being versus knowing and standing. And then we got this Venus and Mars and Aries that wants to, you know, bop you with the club over the head, like, you know what, this is, you know, this has to happen, this is right, this is ba 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 ba. So what we have is a time of rebellion, because this Venus, Mars, and Aries wants the new paradigm. Yeah, and it's like we know these truths. These truths are self-evident. Yeah, I think that's the way some famous document starts out. So, you know, it's like there are truths that are self-evident, and Aries, that's what Aries is all about. So over the next 10 months, with Lilith moving through, okay, Sagittarius, and then hitting Saturn, we got this thing going on with bullshit versus truth, with just knowing, okay, versus like what authorities or churches or political figures or, you know, whoever is trying to control or dominate or manipulate the truth, manipulate the laws, manipulate this, that, and the other thing to their own advantage, instead of just like really, you know, the good of the many and the good of the planet and the good of nature. So, you know, we're gonna see with our very own eyes and hear with our very own ears what is in alignment with nature, natural law, what is true, who is telling the truth, who stands in the truth. This is all about, yeah, coming out of hypocrisy, who's saying this and doing that. Aries is action, okay, Sag is truth. These two fire signs are trying each other. They need to be working in harmony with each other. And Lilith is going to come in and she's going to, you know, you're full of it, you're full of it, look at this, look at this, look at this. So we're going to have a lot of exposures going on, okay? And, you know, ultimately it's like, you know what, we need to reveal ourselves to ourselves. It's really where we are bullshitting ourselves that we are susceptible to, you know, bullshit out there coming at us. We always look at our relationships as projections of our inner reality. The dual side of Venus, Taurus and Libra, How I feel about myself is the kind of people I attract to me. If I'm lying to myself, I'm going to attract liars. So if you've been betrayed, what you want to do is like look at yourself and look at, where have I betrayed myself? You know, where have I, you know, like really denied, okay, my animal nature or my instincts or my ultimate truth within myself in order to belong or fit in or be loved or blah, 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 look good or whatever. It's like, you know, it all boils down, right, to our own personal reality. This is, you know, this is really a lot of what Aries is about. So, I don't know. I could just talk and talk and talk and talk. You know what? I got a webinar coming up on Friday with Rick Levine and Patricia Walsh, and we're going to be talking about the new paradigm and new paradigm astrology, and this new way of using astrology, looking at astrology, where it's not, you know, the horoscope in the newspaper, or who's going to, you know, fall in love or make money or blah blah blah. It's, you know, it's about, you know, deeper mysteries of consciousness. So Central Time in the United States, 6 o'clock Friday. Going to be interviewing these two world international famous astrologers, really awesome people. And yeah, what else, man? I'm just doing like freaking, oh, it's a series of free webinars. I'm going to be doing a free webinar every freaking week here now for like 4 or 5 weeks with my whole dream team, all these new astrologers that are all coming down to Costa Rica in May. It's going to be totally awesome. So this is a new paradigm emerging. It's a new way of looking at astrology, ourselves, the world, consciousness, love, relationship. This is Jupiter opposite Uranus. It is a new world happening. And yeah, the old has to go away. And some of our security, some of our jobs, some of the known familiar routines need to get disturbed in order for that to happen. Yeah, it's just part of, you know, giving way, lending way. So let's go to the mantra for today. There's something new about to begin. Not quite sure what it is. But my fear, I know, has got to go to more fully move into my bliss. Yeah, you know, it's like charge. Aries is charge, start, begin. And courage is not getting rid of fear. It is moving forward with fear and just letting go of the memories of the past, what I've been told by all those false prophets. Oh man. One more time. There's something new about to begin. Not quite sure what it is. But my fear, I know, has got to go to more fully move into my bliss. May you live in bliss till I see you again. Namaste, aloha. So much love.